Yo, 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 it's your favorite Republican coming here, Republican.
And it's your man Jam C, independently independent.
There you go. And we
And
got
this
a
Kenny
special guest.
Shawn.
Yeah, we got our special guest, Kenny
Oh,
Shawn, in the building.
Yeah, guest host Kenny Shawn in the building. And we going vocal
all
today.
right,
We
all
going
right, all
vocal.
right. Kenny Shawn, the men achieving change. Yes, Mac for short. The new Mac.
The new Mac.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah.
New
Absolutely,
Mac.
absolutely. Yo, how was you guys' week?
Mine was
Eh,
awesome. I can't complain. I can't
No,
complain.
I'm
What
not.
you
I'm
do?
having difficulty.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I can
having.
hear you.
I just got blanked out. It was just circles, so I couldn't hear nothing. I couldn't see nothing. Nothing.
All right, you can hear me now. We got a little technical difficulty. You can hear me now. You good?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah,
Yeah. So, how was your week, Sean?
it was good, man. We had an event at Starlight Entertainment Studios Multimedia Complex, man, and it was very well, man. We had a comedy show, we had some singing, we had some engagement, and the question was asked on the podium was, can you be right and wrong at the same time? So it was very good, man. There was some crowd engagement that was going on. We had an excellent
Mm-hmm.
time, man. So we had a beautiful time, man. Really good.
That's good. Yeah, you
Good,
gotta let
good,
us know
good.
if you're doing those events like that. We'd be more than happy to spread the word for you to the audience out because everybody, this show spans is global, but a lot of people in your area get the show. They can always come out and support because I know none of us are in the same areas. We in different parts of the country, so like we don't really get to see each other physically that much.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. For
So
sure, man. I'll
it'd
put it
be
on
good.
notice.
Yeah, so that way we could advertise and promote it for you. And it's so crazy because we was talking about this. We do a lot throughout the day, and what we want to talk about today was the how do you manage your time? That we call it the 888 rule. And it's in a hectic day, how do you manage the day and still get your goals achieved? Because each one of us on this video today, we all do different shit. And so we got our hands on a lot of different things. So how do you and still be able to take care of your body, your mind? And how do you manage your day throughout your day? Because I know for me, I exercise, I work, I do this podcast, and it's a lot of other things I do. I have my own business outside of this. So and it's hard to maximize your time and still get enough sleep.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think as of late, and when we came up with this topic, I wasn't doing really good with managing my time. Like my work life was consuming probably 16. It was 16, but 16, 6 and 2, right? So 16 hours working, 6 hours sleeping, and the other 2 hours just to myself or whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I needed to take a step back from work a little bit. Not take a day off, but just start setting some strong boundaries. Whereas though, like if I'm not here, you know what I'm saying, call somebody else. Like you know what I'm saying, because I have opened up the communication for people to call me on my cell phone if you need me. And I think that's where it starts spilling over into my cutting into my other eight. You understand what I'm saying? Cutting into my other eight. So uh, I'm setting those boundaries. I mean, I'm getting there. I haven't gotten there totally, but I minimized my 16 to the now I'm probably about 12, 10 to 12 now as opposed to 16. You understand what I'm saying? So, um, but I'm definitely working on that because it's needed. I'm telling you, I was feeling really burnt out by not setting those boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with me, I really just learned this in my later years because I've really learned how if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. And so I learned how to compartmentalize my time with the different things that I have to do. And the most important thing was self inventory in my planning. So the self inventory of my planning had a lot to do with my internal dialogue. So if my internal dialogue wasn't well and I didn't compartmentalize my internal dialogue, it was difficult for me to manage my time. So now when I wake up, I give myself time with me, and I'm a believer. So I give my time with me, and I give my time with God so He can direct my paths. So it's always, I used to look for external things to complement my time. But now I look for internal things to complement my time. And I'm just learning that I have just learned that as I gotten older. Yep. So that's what's been very complimentary for me in evaluating this 888 rule. Self inventory, my dialogue, and spending time with my creator.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's what I did. And I did this a while back, and I try to refer to it. I actually wish I could have had this on video. If I had like a chalkboard or something like that. I did through therapy, I did what's called like a pie chart. And in that pie chart, I learned that a lot of my time, I was only giving myself 10% of my day. Everything else was to everything and everybody else, and none for myself. So, my AA, to sort of like Republicans, mine was like 16, 17 hours work. And then I may do, something about the podcast, it'd be another 4 hours. So I was only, to just like him, I was only getting like 5 to 6 hours of sleep. So even in
Mm,
my workout. So like what I started doing, I created a pie chart. That's really how I discovered how much time I was given to myself and how much time I was giving to this 888 rule. Because the pie chart should be in thirds. Everything you should be doing should be in those percentages. So that way, you get your 24 hours and it's active. 8 hours should be sleep, and then everything else should be work and recreational. So it's just trying to fit all that in and managing your time. Because believe it or not, we waste a lot of time throughout the day and not realize we're really wasting time. A lot of time goes by so quick. And when you think about 24 hours, we always say 24 hours go fast unless you wait for a check.
Hmm.
mm,
Then it then it's a long thing. That 24 hours could be slow as hell. You waiting for some money. Somebody owed you some money, had to get it to you tomorrow. You can't wait till tomorrow. But if you know, but if you was bullshitting and talking and bugging out and laughing, that 24 hours go fast. Because you're not really watching
mm,
time.
No, I
mm,
agree. I was at a church event um, a couple weeks ago, and one of the pastors, she was reading something about like we should spend at least 16 hours a week with God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when she broke it down, it was like 2 hours a day, right? So I mean, that's 2 hours out of like I guess your 8 hours of your personal time, right? That you could spend with God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And and if you have like an iPhone device, and I don't know if they do this on Android, but like every Sunday you get a screenshot of your screen time and how much time you spent on your phone,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then certain apps that you were on throughout the week, right? And like she said she was spending more time on social media or more time playing games on her phone than she actually was spending with the
wow.
Lord. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and she was like, if I could give my energy to something like that, I definitely could give it to him. You understand what I'm saying? And
Come
so
on.
and it's
Yeah.
just like what Sean was saying, he wakes up and he gives him that time, right? So out of your 8, you giving him some of your 8, your personal 8, even though he should get it all day. But granted, our lives doesn't
Yeah.
allow us just to to worship him 24 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? Granted, we gotta go to
Yeah.
sleep. We gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? And things like that. But I do need. I will say this though. It is about time management, and I do think that when you place what's important, like Sean said, self inventory, and you looking at what's important, you should put that. That should get your attention as well. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
we all got families, we all got kids, we all got jobs, we all got responsibilities, we all got bills, we got other responsibilities outside the home. And how do we cram all that together? But you have to be able to um, prioritize what's most important. So I think that point that Sean made in regards to spending time with God is valuable and important for those who have a religion. You understand? You need to find time with your higher being as well as this hectic day. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself being burnt out, worrying about the gas, worrying about this war in Iran, something that we can't control. Um, worrying about things that we cannot control, but if we focus on the things that's in our realm, that's in our reach, that's in our control, and prioritize that, we should have a better day. I will say one more point before I shut up. I It's been times where I've gotten 8 hours of sleep and I just felt the best. So that is a fact. 8 hours of sleep definitely is something that we should definitely try to get every day.
I was just thinking about that, man, because I just start within the last 2 years getting my sleep hygiene intact. So now I keep sleep recording on my own. I don't do it all the time like I should, but I'm getting on it. I keep a track of my sleep time, right? Because I don't sleep straight for 8 hours. I don't know. A lot of people might not, but I have to do that because I had some sleep studies and I went to see a sleep doctor, and the doctor was telling me what is associated with sleep. So when we don't get enough rest, our thinking can get foggy. When we don't
Mm-hmm.
get enough rest, we can make a mistake based on our body's internal biological clock not allowing us to do certain things, even when it become daylight savings time and it start changing. It takes some time for us to adjust to that night longer and day shorter, and your sleep is disrupted, and internally it fogs your thinking. And so there's some things, if you're not jotting down, or you're not really getting a proper rest, things will start happening. When you're tired, your body will function different. You'll think differently. You eat differently. There's certain things that our circadian rhythm disrupt us from the dark and the late night. I'm sorry, the dark and the daytime. We get disruptive. So it's important that when we do manage our time, we make sure, like Lou said, we get a proper rest. Because in not getting that proper rest, the 8 hours that we tend to feel that we have, some of that we have may have leisure time will be lackluster because of our tiredness. We ain't gonna feel like
Mm-hmm.
doing certain things. We ain't gonna feel like going certain places. We ain't gonna, and that's our body responding to us not getting enough rest. So I think it's important that sleep hygiene. And as we get older, another thing, I don't mean to be long-winded, but as we get older, another thing the sleep doctor told me, you're gonna get less sleeps in long periods of time. We're gonna get our sleep in short periods.
Mhm.
So we used to sleep when we were younger, or when we were out, or when we was in our 40s. We used to sleep a long period of time. But as we get older, that period of time it shrinks. So we might sleep 4 hours, and then that's why we be napping. So it's
Yeah.
imperative that we take a.
I think we lost the brother.
It glitches and freezes, but yeah, but we get you, Sean, we get you. I will say this, like iPhone has this. I don't know if all phones have this, but there's on phones where they actually can track your sleeping, and it can tell you if you got enough sleep. Um, which is every any health app usually has that. And,
Oh, I
but you're
didn't know
right.
that.
Yeah, I don't sleep a full straight 8 hours. I might sleep 5, 6 hours, but what I started doing was when I have the free time my day, I do take what I call power nap. My
Mm-hmm.
power nap is usually anywhere between 90 to 120 minutes. So you know what I'm saying? So and I try to practice that every day. I always take a power nap because to what Sean was saying, if you don't get enough rest, it does stunt your mental health. And so sometimes when I get up, I sleep You know, I give my time to God, and I get out and I get outside and I walk. So that clears everything for me. That also helps me being creative. I always take a power nap, drink some water. First thing you do, drink some water, get up and walk around, and that clears your energy for the day moving forward. But I think sleep is definitely important. Eating is definitely important because I had to change my diet within that, 8 hour. All right, let me ask you guys this: throughout the day, in your 8 hour day, what's your diet like within the 8 hours? Within the 8 hours of your day,
I'm
anybody
getting
can.
three. Meals.
Mhm.
I'm getting 3 meals in a day. I'm getting
Yeah.
3 meals. I'm eating 3 times a day. That's a fact. I
Three.
got, you know, most days it's 3 times a day. Um, Worst case scenario, twice a day. But I'm definitely eating breakfast. Gotta break that fast because you've been sleep all night. Then gotta have like every 6 hours. Like I'm ready to go. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so I eat. I eat. That ain't an issue. Like you understand what I'm saying? I work.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You know what? I try to make sure the portions that I eat and what I eat is a factor to my livelihood. So, like um, the number one disease in America is heart disease, and I believe it's that because of the diet. I believe
Yeah.
it's heart disease because of the fast foods, because
Hmm.
of shelf life stuff, because of all of that. And so when I eat, I try to eat whole foods so it can be
Hmm.
nutritious for my daily activity. So and whatever I don't need, I can rid of it. Like I usually eat things when I look on the back of I don't do it all the time, but when I look on back of something that I might get from the store, it got to have one thing in it, not three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 things in it, because my body might not utilize that. So
Yeah.
I try to eat as much whole foods as possible and not additives. So, and then it's
Yeah.
in portions. So that's how my diet. That's how I formulate my diet. It's not always good, but I try to implement that so I can get more out of my day. Because I realize that certain foods I eat make me sluggish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I go get
Hmm.
me a
Yeah.
big, if I go get me a Big Mac meal and I get me some nuggets with it and some milkshake,
You
there's
over.
some things I'm not gonna feel like doing after.
You gonna
There's
Yes.
some
one
things
thing
I'm
you
not gonna feel like.
one thing you're gonna feel like doing after that's taking a shit.
Mm.
That's one
Yeah,
thing.
Yesterday,
that's real.
yesterday was probably the first day I've had Chick-fil-A, and I don't know how long.
Really.
And yeah, and no sooner than going down the road and coming back, now I'm yawning. I'm tired. You know what I'm saying? All
Yeah,
because
Mhm.
I ate
yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? All because I ate that mess. Like I don't eat stuff like that. But I will say I wanted to go back on touching up on sleep patterns, right? Because there are things that will keep you from getting that rest, right? If you thinking about something and something got you stressed, that will keep you up throughout the night, man. I mean,
You good? Cause
you ain't going to sleep if you got you got tuition over your head, or you got a car note over your head, or you got a credit card bill over your head, or you mortgage or rent due. You ain't going to sleep like you should be going to sleep because you worrying about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think
yeah,
to go back to what we were talking about in regards to getting good rest, sometimes you also got to keep your mind clear too. You know what I'm saying? Keep your mind clear. Get in front of those things. And granted, you can't change things that may just happen, right? It is what it is. But you can kind of minimize it if you stay on top of it, right? You just stay on top of your things, get in front of it. Don't let things get too crazy where bills get too high where you can't really grasp them. Like just stay in front of them, keep it in front of you, where it's manageable, where those type of things don't keep you up at night. Now, if if you got a kid, a teenager, or a young adult, and they out at night, something like that may keep you up. You know what I'm saying? Or worrying about where they at or what time they coming home. Something like that may keep you up. But then you got trusting the big homie that they gonna be all right. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
He'll bring them back home to you, and you'll be all right. And so I think that's part of keeping your mind clear of any frustration and any worrying. That'll help you get some good sleep as well.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
You
that.
know,
I think no guys.
you know, I find I find trouble with adjusting on the fly with my time. I still
Hmm.
find trouble with that when certain things intercept the time that I have. I really don't know how to navigate, or it frustrates me. And I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that comes from childhood. I don't know what that comes from, but it frustrates me when my time is intercepted or something happened, and I don't know how to adjust. Or maybe you guys got some information for me to help me out. But it's hard to adjust with my time when things when I'm diverted, and I
You know,
and
I,
go ahead.
I could I could respond to that. You know why I think that is because a lot of times if you had, like, let's say you had a daily planner. Let's say your daily planner, you have a daily planner where you know what you're doing day to day. Within that window, you may have some breaks in your day. So let's say something happens and you get diverted. If it's easy for you to plan to move some things around. But when everything is so random and you're not really managing that time, you could lose track of that time because you're not
Uh,
we didn't plan. Like, I did something last week for the first time, because normally I always have my days planned out, but I never actually write it down like an itinerary. I never itinerize it. So, like, I just go by things, a list of things I did. I started doing itineraries, and I
uh,
found that when I do an itinerary of my day, when I say I get everything done and still have hours left to do nothing,
that's dope.
I have I have everything. I get everything out the way, and then I still have plenty of time to get back to myself. So what I started doing now was trying to give, like, goals. I have them in my phone. I do them every Sunday. Tonight would be a day I would do all my goals for the next few days, and I'm able to maximize my time that way. It's a lot how, I guess that's how, like, celebrities do. Their day is always itinerized. They get an itinerary, so that's why they get so much done in a day. And within that 8 hours, you could get a lot of stuff done in 8 hours, even though it doesn't seem like it. But you could get a lot of stuff done in 8 hours where that other eight, you ain't really got nothing to do. You could find shit to do
Uh,
after that. When I realized that, I said, yo, it's so much stuff I got done today. And I still had a whole day to do stuff. So if you did it that way, if anything happened or anything, God willing, it wasn't nothing like tragic, but
yeah.
and then you get knocked off, you still have plenty of time to get that stuff done.
Mm.
To answer your question, Sean, I ain't got an answer because I feel the same way, right? I ain't got no answer because if if my plan is to go to the grocery store, pick up this, pick up that, go to the dry cleaners, pick up this, pick up that, and go to the barbershop and come back home, but then you get somebody to call you and divert you to. Now I
Yeah.
have a hard time adjusting it because
I me too.
because because you taking
Well,
me out of my rhythm. My plan was to do those three things and get back to my couch. Like I ain't not all that other stuff. All that other stuff. You taking me
but
out of
that's
my
what
plan.
but that's what I'm saying. So if that does happen, because those things will happen, you just have to remember your time. That's the thing. Like I said, because it's not written down in front of you, you gotta it's managing yourself at that point. You have to be self-managed. God is the biggest manager, but you the road manager. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to
Mm-hmm.
manage yourself and understand that, okay, if I gotta go here, but this is the time that I have, and try to stick to that time within the 8 hour window. Just look at it this way.
But
Just look
it's not.
in that 8 hour window.
It's about how I feel. I'm talking about how I feel, and I'm thinking this how I'm trying to
Yep,
piggyback off.
yep, I agree.
It's how I'm gonna get upset because
No,
you cut it to
no,
my
I,
Yeah.
needs. You understand what I'm
I,
saying?
I agree. I
You
agree.
cut into my time. I needed to do what I needed to do to get back to doing what I needed to get back doing, and running around chasing after you wasn't part of that
Was not
plan.
Yeah,
You understand
yeah.
what I'm saying?
well.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know what? Someone told me, and I don't feel like I'm a perfectionist, but I like to get things done, and I don't like to depend on nobody else, because I find that when I and I don't mind doing things for other people, but I don't feel like I could depend on other people like I could depend on myself. So I like to get
Mm-hmm.
things done. So when I get diverted, it really disrupts everything with me because I don't depend on other people because
We got you. We got you.
Yeah,
We,
we lost the brother again.
nah,
But
he's the tech, but he got
other
nah. He got. We get the potatoes of
oh,
it.
okay. Yeah,
We get
yeah.
the potatoes.
well, I tell you what. I mean, I think we gave people some good knowledge and good understanding on how to break their day up, get some sleep, make sure you get your 8 hours because it's going to be beneficial. Um, what you eat, not to worry about things throughout the, try not to worry as much about certain things because that will affect your sleep pattern. And building strong boundaries between work, life, and work life balance. Like have a strong balance, a boundary to make sure that they're not crossing each other and mixing and mingle with one another. So I think we gave the people something really good to sink their teeth into
Yeah,
and kind of
yeah.
move forward.
I believe that.
Nice.
I believe that. I would say in closing for me, I would tell people sometimes look at look at your life and within a 24-hour window. Like do what I was like I said, I do like a pie chart. See what you do, look at your regular daily routine and look at everything that you do in the day. And if you're only doing 6 things in a day and you still not getting done anything done, that means you wasted a lot of time, especially on social media, because it monopolizes a lot of our time. So if
Hmm.
you cut that down, there's a lot of other things you could have been getting done. Not we're not saying don't be on social media, but maybe if you on there 2 hours, maybe knock that down 30 minutes or knock that down a whole hour. Try to alleviate being on it so much because that takes a lot of your time out of your day, especially if that ain't your if you don't make money off of it. It doesn't make sense to be on there all day just scrolling up and down, liking and disliking and commenting. You wasted a lot of time, good time that you could be doing something productive for your overall mental health and your life, financial health.
But at the same time, if they spend 2 hours on social media and it was in their 8 hours of their personal time, then that's fine, right?
That's fine.
You
That's
ain't
what I'm
hurt.
saying. But I
You
mean,
ain't hurt nobody. Just make sure you get the 888. Make sure that's not
yeah,
spilling over into another eight. You understand what I'm saying? And then you'll be fine. But I think this was pretty good. I think everybody got something out
Awesome.
of this, and it should be good.
Awesome. Awesome.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. Listen, man, I want people, I want to thank Kenny Shawn for coming because he'll be back again.
Yes.
Thanks for having me,
Jumping on
man.
us. Yeah. Always, you welcome me all the time. The vocal lounge, you always welcome here. On that note, in closing, it's your man Jam C.
It's your favorite Republican, man.
It's Kenny Shawn, the men achieving change.